Care Bear.
Hey, Roxanne and Baylor.
I just put her down on the ground. She says hi though. Yeah, she was ready to go down on the ground. She's got a life. She cannot just stop everything for the podcast. However, I'm going to post a great picture today of her sitting on the desk as we started.
Good.
You know, Taryn, there are things that we can see. And there are things we can't see in this world. Would you agree with that?
Yeah. It's very vague, but yeah.
Well, that's fair. Yes, it's vague. I'm going somewhere, I promise. There's just been a recurring theme with my members, with my coaching clients. And it's something I think that we go through in network marketing, probably in life, but in network marketing so much, where it's like you're sitting there going for this goal. Maybe it's like you want to increase your team members, or you want to get more customers, and you're going for it. You feel like you're doing all the things, but you have no idea where these people are going to come from.
The abyss.
The abyss. They're the people we can't see.
People we can't see.
We can't. I feel like we spend a lot of time focused on what we can see, that we forget that what we can't see is so much more powerful.
I like where we're going with this.
Hey, thanks. It came up in my life recently, at the end of last month, or maybe the middle of last month. We're recording this PSM, by the way, at the beginning of August. I went through all right, it's time to grow RoxTalks. And there's things that need to change with growing RoxTalks. And y'all, I don't think we've even told you, but when I say grow RoxTalks, we've created, I don't know, 2, 3, 4 new things over the last little bit. Is that fair?
Like 7, 8.
In the last month?
Not in the last month, but the last few months, we had all our social kits we rolled out, and some other behind the scenes for current clients and.
Right. And one of the things we're doing,
all the things,
just FYI, is we're doing, we can tell them we have like a marketing assistant package for now, so that if you just don't want to do your social, you're like, I get it. And I don't want to do it, but I want it done by people who understand. We do that now. And so that was a big thing that birthed last month that started rolling and going. And just as we looked at like the new year, I told you guys last week, I think it was last week, that Care Bear's like first, or it was your first anniversary, or it is your first anniversary.
It is.
Yeah.
Like right now.
Happy anniversary.
Happening. When I was like pulling up our contract, the date was literally one day off. Like when I was filling it out, it said 2021. And I was like, oh my God.
And so there's just some, we've loved you in this RoxTalks world, Care Bear.
Thank you. I love being here.
And here's a great example. I got a couple of examples, actually. When Taryn first came into the world, it was into my world, not the world. When she was born, when she was a young warthog, it was part of the summit. You came in like for the Facebook group, really, in the summit, the very first summit. And then that grew, our relationship grew. You were helping with social media. And I remember that one day I learned about integrators, and I don't even remember what the other thing is called. What is it called? Integrators, and the book is Rocket Fuel. Integrators and visionaries. Yes. And about like, which one are you and what you need for a sound business. And I am a visionary. Y'all, I am not a process person. That's cute. I like it. I appreciate it. I love being in it. I don't want to do it. And I remember when I learned about this from my coaches, I was like, oh, I'm ready for an integrator. I'm ready to grow to that step. And immediately I was like, Taryn is my integrator. And I came to you one day. Do you remember that?
And you're like, are you an integrator? I was like, I think so.
I did. And I was like, you're going to be my integrator. And you're like, I have no availability. I'm like, that's okay, because I don't have any money to pay you. I just want you to know this is happening in the future. Do you remember that?
I do. I remember being so excited too, because we were kind of in a transition, and I'm like, maybe I could like open up my hours, or maybe I could change it up a little bit. And so it was a little invitation.
It was, you little projector, you. And I tell you this because y'all, I didn't see how the money was going to come. I just knew that this is where I needed to go for the business, for supporting and for coaching and being there for all of you all. And I thought it would happen in the next year. That was around April that happened of 2021. Because your little happy ass came up to me a few months later in like May, maybe in March. And in May you came and you're like, all right, I'm ready. And I'm like, I'm not.
You're like,
yeah. I was like, oh no, it was June. You came. No, it was July. It was July. You came. You're like, I'm ready.
July.
I'm like, okay, let's have this conversation. I'm like, I don't know how I'm going to do this. I knew it was happening, but and so we had a convo and I'm like, I know she's my integrator. I wouldn't have timed it right now, but this is when she's available. And by golly, gee wilkers, we're doing it.
Yeah. Cause we already knew there was someone else fighting. So I was like, Roxanne.
Well, but
on the list.
Yes. But remember, a little Miss Megan Summerall was not in the mix then. Cause I dipped off happily and said, yes, he's going to be my integrator. She's like, what? And then a week later, she's going to be my integrator too. I was like, okay, fine. Mm-hmm. She had her light bulb. She was like, wait, what's an integrator? And so I had to go through what an integrator was. And she's like, I need Taryn too. I'm like, yeah, you do. Not my problem. She's already signed my contract. So, but I tell you this because I think this relates a lot to just when we're doing things, when you're not pushing, when you're stretching yourself and going to new heights, new network marketing business, you all can relate to those moments where you're like, I don't know how this is going to work. I just know I'm going to do it, or it's the right thing. I'm going to take that leap of faith, if you want to call it that, or look what's behind my head. Live by faith, not by sight. Heck, hello. That's what we're talking about right here.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. So I love to give y'all like a transparency on what's going on in the world of RoxTalks. It was time, a year. Like I said, Taryn, everybody loves you. I love that everybody loves you, and you're part of RoxTalks. That's how it is. And it came time to like, okay, what are we going to do this next year? And what is that going to look like? And I'm not going to lie, there were some money stretches for me, for sure. But I knew like this living by faith, not by sight.
Yeah. And we're doing that exactly right now. Cause as we're birthing all these new things and all these like great way to serve network marketers, I'm like, I'm happy to come along, but we got to up it up,
He's like, show me the money.
I'll get in there and do it. Cause you guys, Roxanne births a new idea every Saturday. I don't know what she does on Saturdays, but I'm like, I'm scared to check my messages. I'm like, oh, what are we doing now?
Every Saturday. It is not like clockwork, but it does come, and it comes rapidly. I'm so like, this last weekend, I'm like, I want to birth something else, but I only had one in my head. So birthed it, made it happen. It's really amazing and all the things. But it's because I just see so much. I see where we're going as an industry, and I am like rocket fueling us that way, y'all, and come along with us. Does not mean you have to be part of everything that we do, but I know that things if you grab one thing from us, you are going to grow. And you might go, gosh, Roxanne, I don't see how that's going to help me. And then you're like, but I'm going to try it. I'm going to live by faith and try this thing that you said on the podcast, or try this thing and next thing you know, look at where you are now. Young grasshopper is like rocking the grasshopper. So when you think about like when you're recruiting people, right? And you're feeling, oh my gosh, my list is I don't have one on my list. I need more people, all those things. I want you to remember, like, even just saying, this is what I do. Like, I welcome in, like, even with money, I'm like, money's all around me. Money's flowing. I am excited about the money that I see and the money that I don't see that's going to be coming from all these different areas. If you close your mind off to thinking, okay, I am going to, maybe it's a money goal you have. I'm going to do that by selling 8 of my product this month, or I'm going to do that by recruiting 1 person or 2 people. Sometimes if you're so fixated on that being the only way, you don't see other things that could come up. I'm going to guarantee, and I want you guys to try this week. I want you to say, I'm welcoming in new customers and new team members, and like new customers and team members. Don't know how many, don't know what the mix is going to be, but I'm welcoming in new people that I'm going to discover. Because here's the thing, if you say that, you're going to see people that you wouldn't see before. If you say, I'm going to be recruiting 2 new people that are on my list currently, you're only looking at your list. You won't even see the people. And sometimes there's people who are sitting right there going, gosh, I would love an opportunity like this, but you don't see them. You're not talking to them. You're not interacting with them, and you're not igniting in them the opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
We got to open our eyes and realize that we can only see so far, but that doesn't mean it's not there.
Right. Right. And where my brain is going with this, because we can't see far, and maybe this is just true for me, what steps in is that overwhelm, because you don't see it.
Mm-hmm.
It can't quite make sense how you're going to get there. And so instead of choosing to be like, I'm going to welcome this in, however it so comes, we kind of choose, not always intentionally, overwhelm. And then it's overwhelming. And like when you're transitioning in RoxTalks, even like you had a choice of like, I could be really overwhelmed about this and start stressing and like, oh my gosh, or I'm going to spend my energy and be ready to bring in more money. And all of a sudden you get all these ideas, which we didn't even think of 2 days ago.
That's so true. And I could have said, no, I'm not going to do it. And I know that if I didn't, each time I wouldn't have grown, and this wouldn't have grown, and my ability to serve others wouldn't have grown. So I love that you said that, because I think that's so true. And overwhelm is a real thing. I don't want people to think that it's not. And I think it happens because we can't figure out the puzzle. I'm a puzzle, I love a good puzzle, right? I'm on the puzzle club.
Mm-hmm.
I love a good puzzle because a puzzle can be figured out. And if you realize that life can be figured out, your plan to do whatever you want to do in your business can be figured out. Just because you can't see the puzzle piece does not mean it's not there. You have to keep moving forward and trusting that it's there, living by faith, not by sight.
Mm-hmm. Take a step, you can see a little bit farther. Take a step,
Right.
See a little bit farther. Oh, there's a window over there now. Didn't notice that. I'm going to go check it out.
And it all becomes like clear. I'm actually nearsighted by, like, I almost said by law, by birth. It's what it meant to say.
Well, I think maybe like legally blind.
Right. I am nearsighted, which means I cannot see far things. I had like LASIK years ago, but I'm nearsighted. And the funny thing is, we're all nearsighted. Every single one of us is near, even those who are like, no, I'm farsighted. Well, you're nearsighted, I'm far. We are all nearsighted. We see what we can see, and we don't even imagine what's beyond what we can see.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Like, was it Superman who could like see through clothes? Is that him? Right? Isn't he the one?
I don't recall that
X-ray
skill.
vision. X-ray vision is what they call it. But that's seeing through clothes. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess.
Maybe we don't see everything because it'd be way distracting. Imagine if you could see through everyone's clothes, you'd be like, oh.
Huh.
Interesting. Oh.
Where are we going with this one?
I'm just saying, maybe we can't see far because it's just, we wouldn't be able to focus if we saw all the things. And that's okay. We just remember it's okay that we don't see it all. Doesn't mean it's not there.
Exactly.
There's things underneath my clothes. Just because you can't see them doesn't mean they're not there.
Exactly. And I think sometimes like when goal planning, we're trying to see that far. And there's a balance, yes, you should plan goals, but the fact of the matter is you can't see that far. And that's okay. You're estimating. You're kind of letting your brain know like, ooh, okay, there is something out there that I'm reaching for, like that I'm journeying towards. Right.
And the details do not have to be exactly like, maybe I got the timing off. It happened, but the timing was off. Or maybe it came in the color of pink instead of purple. Still going to come.
Still going to come.
It is.
Choose to let it come.
Yes. That's the lesson for today. And by the way, y'all, something's coming.
Something is coming. Speaking of creating things.
But I did let the cat out of the bag a couple times this week, just so you know.
To who?
My pro members first. I told them last week.
Okay. It's all good.
And then I told the Social Stories members during office hours this week.
Okay. Good.
Yeah,
good. I think all people can know. Exactly. Save the date. We've got something coming that's going to help your holiday season be great. We just don't have full details for you yet. So
September 14th.
That is the day.
Save the day.
We don't have a URL yet.
No URL yet. But you want to be there for sure.
For sure, for
What's going
sure.
on? For sure. What's going on behind the scenes for you, my dear? Your
Let's
hair's looking on
see.
point lately, by the way.
I got a new crimper.
Are those big crimps?
It is a huge crimper.
What?
And I bought it on Amazon off a whim because curling my hair takes a lot. There's a lot of hair now.
Got a lot of hair.
You guys.
Yeah, you got a lot of hair.
So I crimp it now. It takes 10 minutes, gives me volume. I'm feeling it. I'm like, this might be my new look for a little while.
I'm feeling myself. I know. I noticed that you're doing more and more pictures where we can see the full length of your hair, and you're like, hello. I like it.
Thanks. I mean, I know. Well, now, so you guys, I have hair extensions, and the first time I got them in, they didn't quite match yet because I had a different girl dye my hair than who put them in. And so now I go to this new girl who puts them in, and she dyed them for me. So it like matches like really well. And it's just cut. I mean, I kind of got a random piece today, but
wait, you dumped the girl you found on Instagram after all that research?
I did. I dumped her. She just didn't. You guys, here we go. I'm going to tie this back to network marketing. Like, she wasn't trying to build a relationship with me. And I'm like, I want to go get my hair done and like find out about my hair girl and talk about her and find out when she's engaged. And I don't know. It was just, our relationship wasn't there.
It's transactional.
So it was transactional, which, yeah. But like my new girl, she's so bubbly. She's so fun. I feel fun when I go there. Like, and that's what I want. So I switched. And she's local. She's 5 minutes away. The other girl is 45.
That's a huge difference too.
Mm-hmm.
That is a lesson in just customer service and relationships.
Yeah, just ask me questions. Tell me I'm pretty. That's all I want.
Oh, and I don't ask for much.
And then guess what? I bought all the freaking shampoo.
All the things. My world, what's going on right now? I don't even know, except like I'm in a initiation. I've got a lot of urges. And so I'm doing a lot of, if you speak HD. So as a manifestor, I'm just like, oh, but rest cycle is going to come. So I think that you look forward to the rest cycles. She's going to rest soon. It's coming.
Sometimes, because then I get a little caught up, I'm like, okay, Roxanne births these beautiful ideas. And I'm like, okay, now I got to make it happen. Like, so, and you're going to be traveling soon. So I hope you are going to rest.
Yeah, soon. Next week on the road again. Just can't wait my muscles are looking really good, by the way, today. Did you notice that?
I notice that every day. I'm like, my arm is like a tube. Yours are defined.
I mean, it's how I'm built. But I do want to say I finally did measurements again. Scott and I go to the same trainer. And then I'll leave it at this. We go to the same trainer, okay? Andrew. And Scott goes first, then I go. He goes 3 times a week. I go twice a week. But our trainer does measurements on the weekends every other week.
Yeah.
And Scott does not want me to go without him. Like the idea of a guy doing my measurements is like bothersome to. I'm like, dude, I lived for decades before we met. Are we serious? So we went once and then he kept not going. And finally I was like, I'm going tomorrow. Just so you know, I'm going. He's like, wow. He said, did I approve that? I did not respond to that nonsense. You must know. But I went and I'm down measurements. I'm so excited. So that's good stuff. Yeah. He's laughing at Scott and his ridiculousness, which, by the way, one more thing. And I took a picture and then we really are going, y'all, we were doing our morning meeting today and Scott decided he was going to be part of it. And when I say that, he took the breakfast, which, yes, I cooked for him before. And he came and he sat down in the Chase Lounge and was like, I took a screenshot, by the way. Karen.
Did you?
Of course I did. I was like, is this happening? I just kept literally like, what is happening? And he's like, hey, Taryn. So Taryn, how's Jeremy? And how are the kids? I'm like, we are meeting. This is not community breakfast time. What are you doing, dude?
Yes. How's the weather?
I know.
It's fun. We're fun. And usually like I have a chair behind me and Davey will come down here if it's later in the day and he'll be like chilling in my stuff. And I'm like, do you think this would be acceptable at the office?
It would not. Exactly. Unacceptable. At least Davey's young. He doesn't know better. But that dude knows better. Just saying.
He just wanted to be around us. We're just so fun.
He totally did, which is a compliment. All right, we've got to go. You guys are amazing. Taryn, it's good to see you.
Good to see you.
Been like, I don't know, 24 hours.
We met yesterday. We're meeting today. I don't think we have anything else for the week.
Don't break my heart like that. Don't break my heart like that. Don't go
Talk
breaking
to you
my
guys
heart.
all next week
I won't go breaking my
with
heart.
more news.